Beloved, there comes a moment when you must stop begging life and begin commanding it. Not with arrogance, not with force, but with divine authority. For you were not created to crawl through your days hoping for crumbs. You were created in the image of power itself. March stands before you like an unopened treasure chest. And I tell you now, it will not open to worry. It will not respond to fear. It answers only to faith spoken with certainty. You must speak to this month as a master speaks to a servant. Say within yourself, March, you are my month of divine supply. You are filled with golden opportunities. You bring me wealth that is rightful and health that is radiant. You unfold abundance in expected and unexpected ways. For the universe listens not to your silent doubts, but to your declared word. Every thought you impress upon the infinite becomes law in your experience. If you whisper, this will be a hard month, it obeys. If you decree, this is my breakthrough month, it also obeys. Wealth is not merely money. It is the flow of divine ideas. It is the open door, the right call, the sudden insight, the favor of strangers. When you align your words with prosperity, you magnetize these blessings. See yourself already supplied. Feel gratitude before the evidence appears. Gratitude is the royal robe that attracts more riches. Health, too, responds to command. Do not say, I hope I stay well. Say my body is the temple of perfect life. Every cell obeys divine order. Speak to your body as you would speak to a loyal companion. Bless it, appreciate it, expect strength. The life force within you is intelligent and obedient. And abundance is your natural state. Scarcity is a learned illusion. When you release the fear of not enough, you make room for overflow. There is no shortage in the infinite storehouse. There is only blocked belief. This March, remove the block. Refuse to rehearse old disappointments. Refuse to prophesy failure. Refuse to dwell on what did not work. The past has no authority over a mind that chooses anew. Each morning, rise and declare, I command this day to serve my highest good. I walk in favor, I attract harmonious connections. I receive inspired ideas. I am divinely compensated for my gifts. Speak it until it feels natural. Speak it until doubt loses its voice. For words charged with faith are creative forces. Do not chase, do not strain, command then expect. There is a difference. Strain implies fear, expectation implies trust. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up daily to check its progress. You trust the unseen process. So it is with your spoken word. March can become the turning point, the month where debts shrink, opportunities multiply, strength returns, and peace settles into your heart. But it begins with inner alignment. The outer world rearranges itself around a person who knows. Know that you are supported. Know that provision precedes demand. Know that what you require already exists in spiritual form, awaiting your claim. Lift your chin, straighten your posture. Breathe deeply and say, I accept my good. I command wealth with integrity. I command health with gratitude. I command health with gratitude. I command abundance with joy. March is blessed, and so am I. And then walk forward as one who expects miracles, calmly, confidently, gratefully. And what you command in faith must come to pass. There comes a moment when a person must understand that life responds not to hesitation, but to authority. Many people pray, wish, and hope, yet remain uncertain inside, and uncertainty weakens the creative power of their words. The universe does not move according to timid requests filled with fear. It responds to conviction. When you speak with divine authority, you are not forcing life to obey you. You are aligning yourself with a higher law that has always been waiting for your recognition. Authority is not loudness or pride. It is calm certainty. It is the inner knowing that good belongs to you by divine right. From childhood, many have been taught to ask small, expect little, and prepare for disappointment. These habits create a pattern of hesitant speech. Maybe things will improve. I hope this month is better, or let us see what happens. Such words carry no creative power because they are rooted in doubt. The creative force within you responds to clarity. When you declare your good with confidence, you impress a definite pattern upon the invisible substance of life, and that substance begins arranging circumstances to match your command. To speak with divine authority means choosing words that affirm fulfillment rather than lack. Instead of saying, "I need more money," you declare, "Divine supply now flows to me in perfect ways." Instead of fearing illness, you affirm, "Perfect life moves through me now." Words spoken with faith act like seeds planted in fertile soil. The soil does not question the seed, it simply grows what has been planted. In the same way, the deeper mind accepts your dominant statements and works tirelessly to bring them into form. Authority begins within thought long before it reaches the lips. A person who secretly doubts their worth cannot command abundance because their inner conversation contradicts their spoken words. Therefore, you must first accept that you are worthy of blessing, not because of achievements, status, or approval from others, but because divine life expresses itself through you. Once this realization settles in your consciousness, your words naturally gain strength. They no longer sound like wishes, they sound like truth. Faith-filled speech changes your emotional atmosphere. When you speak boldly of prosperity, peace, and success, your body relaxes, your mind opens, and new ideas begin to appear. Opportunities often arrive quietly, disguised as inspiration, sudden motivation, or unexpected connection. These are not accidents, they are responses to the command you have issued through belief. The universe organizes pathway is that logic alone could never design. Many people misunderstand commanding as demanding specific outcomes with tension. True authority carries ease. It is spoken once with certainty, and then released. When a king gives an order, he does not follow every servant anxiously asking whether the task is completed. He trusts the order will be fulfilled. Likewise, when you declare your good, you must allow life to work without interference from worry. Repeating fearful thoughts after making a declaration is like canceling your own instruction. Morning is a powerful moment to exercise authority. Before the world's noise enters your awareness, speak words that establish the direction of your day. Declare that favor surrounds you, that wisdom guides you, and that prosperity meets you wherever you go. These statements shape your perception, and perception shapes experience. You begin noticing opportunities you once ignored, feeling confidence where you once felt hesitation, and attracting cooperation instead of resistance. Authority also requires refusing negative agreement. Often people strengthen lack by agreeing with discouraging conversations. When others complain about hardship or predict failure, gently withdraw your acceptance. You do not need to argue, simply refuse to let those ideas settle in your consciousness. What you mentally agree with becomes part of your creative calm. And guard your agreement carefully, for it directs the energy of your life. Your words carry vibration, and vibration influences action. A person who constantly declares limitation unknowingly trains their mind to avoid risk and overlook possibility. Conversely, one who speaks abundance activates courage and creativity. New solutions arise because the mind believes success is possible. This is why speaking with authority transforms not only circumstances but behavior itself. You begin acting like someone who expects blessing, and expectation alters outcomes. There may be moments when visible reality appears unchanged after your declaration. This is where authority is tested. Faith-filled speech does not depend on immediate evidence. Seeds grow underground before they break through the surface. During this unseen period, maintain your decree without wavering. Doubt delays manifestation because it introduces conflicting instructions. Consistency strengthens the creative process. When you give thanks before results appear, you affirm that the unseen work is already done. Gratitude shifts attention from absence to fulfillment, and fulfillment multiplies. Even small signs of progress deserve acknowledgement, for appreciation expands whatever it touches. Speaking with divine authority also transforms how you see challenges. Obstacles lose their power when you refuse to label them as permanent. Instead, you declare that every situation rearranges itself for your good. This attitude prevents fear from taking root and allows solutions to reveal themselves. What once felt like opposition becomes redirection towards something better aligned with your purpose. Your tone matters as much as your words. Authority is calm, steady, and assured. It does not beg or plead. When you speak gently yet confidently, you align with the quiet certainty of universal law. The infinite does not rush or panic. It moves with perfect order. Matching this inner composure allows your commands to carry greater creative influence. As you continue practicing faith-filled speech, you may notice shifts in how others respond to you. Confidence attracts respect and cooperation. People sense clarity and respond accordingly. Opportunities often arrive through human channels, guided by unseen intelligence, responding to your inner decree. Conversations change, invitations appear, and doors open that once seemed closed. The practice of commanding with authority requires persistence. Old habits of worry may attempt to return, but each time you choose a higher statement, you replace limitation with truth. Over time, the new pattern becomes natural. Speaking prosperity feels normal. Expecting health feels obvious. Believing in abundance becomes effortless. Words spoken repeatedly become beliefs. Beliefs become expectations, and expectations become experiences. Therefore, choose words that reflect the life you desire rather than the conditions you fear. Declare harmony instead of conflict, opportunity instead of delay, and expansion instead of restriction. When you command wealth, health, and abundance with unwavering faith, you awaken the creative partnership between your consciousness and the infinite intelligence that sustains all life. The moment you speak with certainty, invisible forces begin aligning circumstances, guiding actions, and arranging encounters in ways beyond ordinary understanding, responding faithfully to the authority you have accepted within yourself, moving quietly through unseen channels to prepare outcomes that mirror the conviction you continue to hold and affirm within your awareness as natural expressions of divine order continually unfolding into visible reality through the power of your spoken word and steadfast belief. Alignment is the secret bridge between desire and manifestation. Many people think that wishing strongly is enough, yet they unknowingly divide their power by thinking one thing, feeling another, and expecting something entirely different. When thought, feeling, and expectation move in separate directions, the creative force becomes scattered. Life responds most quickly when these three become one harmonious current flowing toward the same result. Alignment is not effort, it is agreement within yourself. A person may say they want abundance, yet secretly feel anxious about money and expect disappointment. In such a state, the spoken desire carries little weight because emotion and expectation contradict it. The universe responds to the dominant inner atmosphere rather than occasional positive words. Feeling is the language of creation, and expectation is its blueprint. When your thoughts declare prosperity, your emotions feel gratitude, and your expectations assume success. You create a powerful signal that cannot be ignored. Every outer experience first appears as an inner image. When you deliberately choose thoughts of harmony, success, and supply, you plant seeds in consciousness. But thoughts alone remain weak if they are mechanical or forced. They must be accepted gently and repeated until they feel natural. The mind learns through repetition, and what feels familiar eventually becomes believable. By returning again and again to thoughts of your desired good, you train your awareness to dwell in possibility instead of limitation. Feeling gives life to thought. Emotion energizes ideas and transforms them from concepts into creative forces. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions because it assumes possession. When you feel thankful before receiving visible proof, you signal trust in unseen processes. Gratitude dissolves resistance because it shifts attention away from lack. Instead of noticing what is missing, you begin recognizing what is already working in your favor. This emotional shift opens pathways that were previously invisible. Of expectation determines what you allow yourself to receive. Many people unknowingly expect struggle because past experiences have conditioned them to anticipate disappointment. Expectation acts like a filter, selecting which opportunities you notice and which you overlook. When you expect kindness, you perceive friendliness everywhere. When you expect success, you recognize possibilities others ignore. Changing expectation requires conscious practice. You must begin assuming that life is working with you, not against you. Alignment happens when your thoughts speak positively, your feelings support those thoughts, and your expectations calmly await confirmation. This state creates inner peace because there is no contradiction within you. Doubt fades when mind and heart agree. Decisions become easier because you no longer argue with yourself internally. Energy once wasted on worry becomes available for creativity and inspired action. Gratitude practiced daily strengthens alignment. Each morning, acknowledge blessings, both large and small. Appreciate the breath in your lungs, the opportunities ahead, the unseen support guiding your steps. Gratitude trains the emotional body to remain open and receptive. Over time, appreciation becomes your natural emotional state, and life reflects this openness by presenting more reasons to feel thankful. Visualization can help unite thought and feeling. When you imagine your desired outcome clearly, allow yourself to experience the emotions associated with it. Feel relief, joy, confidence, or peace, as though the result already exists. This emotional rehearsal prepares your mind to accept success as normal. The subconscious does not sharply distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and physical reality. It responds to the emotional impression you create. Alignment also requires releasing conflicting beliefs. Hidden doubts often appear as subtle thoughts such as, "This is too good to last," or "Things never work out for me." These quiet assumptions weaken expectation. Instead of fighting them harshly, replace them gently with new affirmations. Speak statements that feel believable yet uplifting, allowing confidence to grow gradually. Transformation occurs through consistency rather than force. Your environment influences alignment as well. Surround yourself with words, music, and conversations that reinforce hope and possibility. Repeated exposure to negativity disrupts emotional harmony and plants seeds of doubt. Protecting your inner atmosphere is not avoidance. It is wisdom. Just as a gardener protects young plants from harsh conditions, you must guard developing beliefs until they grow strong. Aligned individuals often notice synchronicities appearing in their lives. Meetings occur at the right moment, information arrives unexpectedly, and solutions present themselves naturally. These events are not coincidences but reflections of internal harmony. When thought, feeling, and expectation agree, resistance fades, allowing life to flow more smoothly. You begin moving with the current instead of against it. Patience plays an important role in alignment. Many abandon faith because results do not appear immediately. Yet impatience signals doubt, and doubt interrupts harmony. Trust the timing of unfolding events. Growth often occurs invisibly before becoming visible. Maintaining calm expectation during unseen progress strengthens your alignment and deepens your confidence in the process. Instead of reacting with fear, you interpret difficulties as temporary adjustments, guiding you toward better outcomes. This perspective maintains emotional stability. When you remain grateful even during uncertainty, you prevent fear from disrupting your creative state. Stability allows solutions to emerge naturally because your mind remains open rather than defensive. Your body also participates in alignment. Relaxed breathing, upright posture, and gentle awareness reinforce feelings of confidence and safety. Physical tension often mirrors mental resistance. By consciously relaxing and breathing deeply, you signal to your nervous system that all is well. This physical calm supports emotional harmony, which in turn strengthens expectation. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Small daily moments of aligned thought and gratitude gradually reshape belief. You do not need constant effort. You need steady direction. Each time you choose hopeful thinking, appreciative feeling, and positive expectation, you reinforce a new pattern. Over time, this pattern becomes automatic, guiding your reactions without struggle. As alignment deepens, you begin to notice a quiet certainty replacing anxiety. Decisions arise from intuition rather than fear. Opportunities feel natural rather than forced. Relationships become more harmonious because your inner state invites cooperation instead of resistance. The world appears friendlier because you expect friendliness. Alignment does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing the interpretation that empowers growth. You acknowledge circumstances without allowing them to define your future. By whole, Ding thoughts of possibility, nurturing feelings of gratitude, and maintaining confident expectation. You create a steady inner atmosphere that influences every experience you encounter, shaping interactions, guiding choices, and allowing unseen forces to organize outcomes that reflect the harmony established within your consciousness as a living agreement between belief, emotion, and trust, continuously expressing itself through the unfolding events of your daily life. Abundance begins the moment you release the belief that life is limited. Many people carry an invisible weight formed by years of hearing that resources are scarce, opportunities are rare, and success belongs only to a fortunate few. These ideas settle quietly into the mind and shape expectations without being questioned. Scarcity is not merely a financial condition, it is a mental habit. It whispers that there is not enough time, not enough money, not enough recognition, and not enough possibility. As long as this belief remains active, it restricts the flow of good because the mind unconsciously closes itself to receiving more than it thinks is available. To release scarcity, you must first recognize how often it appears in ordinary thinking. It shows itself through comparison, jealousy, worry about the future, or guilt about desiring more. Whenever you feel uneasy about another person's success, scarcity is speaking. Whenever you fear that someone else's gain reduces your chances, scarcity is guiding perception. Yet abundance operates by entirely different laws. The success of another does not diminish your own opportunities. It proves that possibility exists. Every example of prosperity is evidence that supply is active and available. The universe does not measure worthiness through competition, it expresses itself through expansion. Nature demonstrates this truth constantly. Trees produce thousands of seeds, oceans move endlessly, and seasons return without hesitation. There is no sign of reluctance in creation. Life gives generously because abundance is its natural state. When you align with this understanding, you stop treating blessings as rare events and begin recognizing them as normal expressions of existence. Scarcity thinking often disguises itself as practicality. People believe they are being realistic when they expect limitation. Yet expectation shapes perception, and perception influences action. When you anticipate lack, you hesitate to take inspired steps, decline opportunities prematurely, or undervalue your own abilities. These small decisions reinforce the illusion of restriction. Releasing scarcity requires a willingness to see beyond past evidence and accept a broader possibility. Acceptance of overflow begins internally. You must allow yourself to imagine a life that feels expansive without immediately questioning how it will occur. The mind tends to demand logical pathways before believing in outcomes, but abundance frequently arrives through unexpected channels. When you insist on knowing every step, you restrict the creative intelligence that operates beyond ordinary planning. Trust opens doors that control cannot. Gratitude plays a powerful role in dissolving scarcity because it shifts attention from absence to presence. When you consciously appreciate what already exists in your life, you retrain the mind to notice sufficiency. Appreciation expands awareness, and expanded awareness reveals opportunities previously ignored. Even small moments of gratitude gradually replace the emotional tension created by fear of lack. The heart relaxes, and receptivity increases. Statements such as "I cannot afford it," "there are no opportunities," or "things are getting worse," strengthen scarcity patterns. Words carry emotional energy, and repeated expressions reinforce expectation. Replacing limiting language with expansive statements begins to reshape belief. Saying "new opportunities are finding me," or "supply flows in surprising ways," introduces a new mental direction. Over time, the subconscious accepts these ideas and begins aligning behavior with them. Inni overflow. Many people define their future by previous disappointments, assuming tomorrow must resemble yesterday. Yet the creative moment always exists in the present. Every day offers a new opportunity to choose different thoughts and expectations. When you release attachment to old stories of struggle, you create space for new experiences to enter. Holding on to past limitation is like keeping a door closed while asking for fresh air. Abundance also requires allowing yourself to receive without guilt. Some individuals feel uncomfortable when good arrives easily, believing they must struggle to deserve success. This hidden belief causes them to reject opportunities unconsciously or create unnecessary obstacles. Receiving gracefully is an act of trust. It acknowledges that good flows naturally and that accepting blessings allows circulation to continue. Giving and receiving are parts of the same movement. Generosity strengthens abundance consciousness. When you share kindness, encouragement, or resources freely, you affirm belief in continuous supply. Generosity does not require excess wealth. It begins with attitude. A smile, supportive word, or sincere appreciation carries the vibration of plenty. These actions reinforce the understanding that you are connected to an endless source rather than a limited reserve. Fear of loss often keeps scarcity alive. People cling tightly to what they have, worried that release will lead to emptiness. Yet life operates through circulation. Breath flows in and out, tides rise and fall, and seasons change continually. Holding too tightly interrupts natural movement. Trusting the flow allows renewal. When you believe that more is always arriving, letting go becomes easier and new experiences replace what has passed. Visualization can help shift awareness from limitation to overflow. Imagine your life functioning with ease, bills handled comfortably, health vibrant, relationships harmonious, and opportunities appearing naturally. Feel the relief and freedom associated with this vision. Emotional familiarity with abundance prepares the mind to recognize and accept real opportunities when they appear. The subconscious begins guiding choices toward outcomes that match the imagined state. Patience supports transformation because scarcity beliefs developed over time and may not disappear instantly. Each moment of choosing trust over fear weakens old patterns. Celebrate small signs of progress, unexpected assistance, new ideas, or moments of peace. These experiences confirm that flow has already begun. Recognition strengthens belief, and belief strengthens manifestation. Surrounding yourself with uplifting influences also encourages abundance thinking. Conversations focused on possibility rather than complaint nurture hope. Reading inspiring ideas and observing examples of growth expand perception. The mind absorbs its environment, and consistent exposure to optimism gradually reshapes expectation. As scarcity fades, decision-making changes. You become more willing to invest in growth, explore new paths, and trust intuitive guidance. Confidence replaces hesitation because you no longer assume loss as the likely outcome. Opportunities once overlooked become visible because your awareness expands beyond survival thinking into creative exploration. Accepting overflow transforms emotional experience. Anxiety decreases because you trust that needs will be met. Joy increases because appreciation becomes natural. Relationships improve because fear-driven comparison disappears. You begin celebrating others' success, recognizing it as part of a shared field of abundance rather than a personal threat. Living in abundance consciousness does not deny challenges. It interprets them differently. Temporary difficulties are seen as adjustments rather than permanent conditions. This perspective preserves hope and encourages solutions. Instead of asking why something is lacking, you begin asking where new possibilities are emerging. The practice of releasing scarcity and welcoming abundance continues through daily awareness, gentle correction of limiting thoughts, consistent gratitude, and willingness to receive good without resistance. Allowing the mind to expand beyond inherited beliefs and recognize the endless creative supply flowing through life itself, shaping experiences according to the openness of your expectation and the confidence with which you allow prosperity, health, joy, and opportunity to circulate freely through your awareness as natural expressions of an infinite source, continuously expressing expansion through every willing heart and receptive mind.